That sucker's going. We're going to flat out at 310, and that's going to be just a quick trade. How long did that take us? Like a minute, 2 minutes? What's going on? It's Ryan here, CEO and head quant at Happy Trader. It is Wednesday, February 14th, 2024. We're connected with Trade We're looking at the NQ, the NASDAQ futures, and we're looking at the 45-minute chart, but not for long because we want to do a day trade. So we're going to reset the chart view, and you can see we're all over the place with what's happening here. I don't like the way that looks. So we do have an uptrend signal. We see that there is a little bullishness in the market, and this looks a lot cleaner. So let's just make sure that we are looking at what's happening. So we had our buy signal and our uptrend kind of midway through, and then we had a sell off, and really today has been kind of like sideways, right? So what's happening here today is if you look at the FANG stocks, you have Apple, which was down at one point like over 1%. So all the other FANG stocks were up, Apple was down, but we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those great instruments all up, ultra speculatives up, up, up. But we had that one laggard Apple. But now Apple isn't looking like Tim Cook is selling stock off anymore. I think he stopped, and I think he probably did it because of Jeff Bezos. But actually, I don't know that that's the case. So what I'm going to do is just place a couple trades. We are going to stretch the chart out a little bit so we can get a better idea what's going on here. And let's just let's reset this view one more time and squish this down. And there we go. So we have the 5-minute chart. Let's go down to the 3-minute chart. Okay, so we have a buy signal, uptrend pretty close. We had a little sell on the 3-minute and then a breakout to the north. And you can see that really the action has been all over the place today. You can see it went up and then it went down and then it went up. So now it's actually breaking out to the upside right at the end of the day. It's 3:43 p.m. So we're going to be looking with a bullish thesis, but we're going to want to drill down a little bit because we don't have a lot of time. And I do like the way that this looks a lot. So let's go ahead. We have a buy signal here on the 10-second chart. And I like the pullback there. Let's go ahead and just enter on the pullback. And we're going to set our units to 4. Now, if this is too big of a size for you, you can go down to the MNQs, which are only 1/10 the size. But definitely seeing bullishness here. We have non-divergent indexes, the SP, the NASDAQ, and the Dow. We have Apple, which is unwinding from an all-day sell-off of being down over 1%. And we have Netflix just roaring. We have Meta just all the way to the upside. And big tech looks to be leading. And then we have Bitcoin just like crazy, like ripping, right? So you can see that things are looking quite bullish here, but we're going to dollar cost average and use that strategy just in case they try to dump the market off right at the end of the day. So we have 3:45 p.m. So things will get a little bit hairy here. And I would not be surprised to see quite a little bit of a sell-off, but I'm going to show you how we're going to handle that. So we're just going to hang in here with the trade and stick on the 10-second chart. I love the way that this buy and this uptrend looks. This really, really ripped to the upside and then started to consolidate. And then there's more consolidation after another double touch to the top. And we'll see if this was the top for the day or not. But, it looks like there's probably a little bit more to go because the market really did not move much all day. And you can see it's finally lurching up. And it looks like folks are buying call options potentially in the market when you see that kind of leverage involved there. So pretty crazy stuff. We're going to go ahead and wow, that's a huge breakout. Well, that sucker's going. We're going to flat out at 310, and that's going to be just a quick trade. I mean, how long did that take us? Like a minute, 2 minutes? We're going to run back through the progression of what was I thinking putting on that trade? Well, I went through the progression of how I didn't like Apple. So this is what I didn't like. And this was throughout the trading day. So if you were trading today and you look at watch lists and you look at the FANG stocks, right? This is going to be something that sticks out like a sore thumb when Apple is just down, right? So let's go over to Apple and let's take a look at Apple. So let's get rid of our DOM here. We're going to move this kind of over a little bit and then we'll reset the chart view, but we're going to move this all the way out. Let's do a 15-minute. You can see right off the bell, strong downtrend signal. And like I say in many other videos, when you have a sell signal and then you get a quick downtrend happy trader signal, that's going to mean more often than not in our back testing and our forward testing that you're going to run into at least a jut. So on this one, it was a scalp. On this one, it was a full blown runner to the downside. To me, this type of thing is what can cause the market to trade sideways, and especially the NASDAQ. But you can see now we have things just looking normal. The NAS is up over 1%. We have the SP, same old story, about to be up 1% for the day, and the Dow dragging into positive territory after flirting with negative territory. So, really, Apple was the reason why. And then now we're getting into, on the 15-minute chart, an uptrend signal. Now, it's not super close to this buy, but we had such a big move and it dumped crazy to the downside and then it got bought right back up. Now we have our uptrend signal and we see our breakout is in progress. You could see that Apple was unwinding itself from being like 1.11% down, I think was the low. Could have been worse than that. But yeah, it was quite striking, and quite odd, to be honest, that Apple would be down to that degree on a day that all the other FANG stocks are up and there's non-divergent indexes. Even though the Dow did flip, there was divergence earlier in the day. But once everything got its footing back, we could see that we were doing okay. Now, one other thing you can look at as a confirm is the vol-D. Now, this isn't the end-all be-all. This is something that you can look at as far as advanced decline volume. You can see that advanced decline volume was on the ups all day, even though we were getting sold off on Apple. So that's another clue. Now, I'm not saying trade based off the vol-D, but you can see what a down day, what an up day looks like based on the vol-D. And sometimes it's a little bit cleaner looking, but you can see on days like this back here, like on the 7th, that was like a way weaker signal than this signal here, where we had the sell on the vol-D and then the downtrend just completely dumping yesterday. And yesterday was a huge dump. And then today we are just ripping to the upside. But again, as far as vol-D, as far as divergent indexes, so these are all pieces to the bigger puzzle. vol-D, divergent indexes, looking at the FANG stocks, looking at the ultra speculatives like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and seeing the risk appetite in general of the investment landscape for that day, and looking at stuff like gold being down. Well, maybe that's going to inverse a little bit. You see the USD JPY, a little bit of Forex flat there on the dollar, right? So all these things factor in, and that's what makes Happy Trader so nice, is that you really can just go to a ticker, like you can go to Tesla, and we like to trade all tickers, with Happy Trader, but you get the same signals no matter what time frame you're on. So even if we go out to the 4 hour on Tesla, reset the chart view, you can see just this sell signal and downtrend, and whoop, bye bye. So if you bought a put on that downtrend, just great, right? Good for you. Something you have to be aware of is that if you buy anything at the money, you have to be aware of drawdowns. Like, for instance, right here, we had an uptrend signal and it just went up. It just oscillated back and forth. It took forever to come to fruition. So yesterday I did a zero DTE masterclass that kind of explains that the further out of the money you sell options, if you're selling options premium, if you're not, if you're just trading futures, that's fine. But if you're a futures trader, you're already used to taking those drawdowns. If you're an options trader, you have the ability to sell outside of the money, right? I'm not giving you financial advice. Disclaimer, not financial advice. But just make sure that you protect your downside when you're practicing, when you're using paper trading. Having risk management, even in real trading, is very prudent, very smart of you to implement. If you're selling out of the money and you're taking theta decay and you're not getting chopped up, you're just like literally collecting money because you sold out here instead of buying right here and just getting chopped up by the futures. Well, there's pros and there's cons. The pros are, if you do it intraday, not on the 4 hour chart, but you do this thing on the 5 minute chart. Let's say you sell a put vertical way out of the money out here. Well, you're going to get that theta decay, but if the market suddenly jumps down, you could run into a max loss scenario very quickly. So you have to use like a 1x, a 1.5, a 2, 3x stop, like I explained in the other video from yesterday. Watch the Zero DT masterclass. That's going to help you out as far as the options chain and what I'm talking about there, at the money versus out of the money and all that good stuff. But that's going to do it for today. That was just a quick scalp and then just looking at the market, evaluating the market, and just real easy. I could see that Apple was starting to unwind whatever selling it was doing, which to me look like insider selling. And then you see the fact that the VIX is down. It was up like 21%. Now it's down like 8.7%. To me, that's just so obviously bullish. And it is the end of the day. Looks like we're rallying into the close. So I'm going to leave it right there while we have a few minutes left of the trading day. And I hope this video helped you out. My name is Ryan. I'm the CEO and head quant here at Happy Trader. Good luck. Have a great day and happy trading.